Should I buy? Should I rent? What do you think? I'm Kris Krohn with Limitless Wealth TV, and that's exactly what we're talking about today. All right, my friends, we got some people out there that are searching for the answer to this question. Should I rent or should I buy? And you know what? My default answer is going to be, you should buy. But that may not be entirely true depending on like where you're at. No, it's always true. Buy. Why? When you buy a property, you have an opportunity to treasure hunt. You have a chance to actually go out there and go after a property where our lending programs will let most of you buy a home with 3% down payment. On a $200,000 house, we're talking about $6,000. Okay, not 20% down, not $40,000. We're putting a small amount of money down. So if you buy the house, and yes, it's a home for you, but if you think of it as an investment, just imagine for a moment if you bought this house $30,000 under market. Then you put $6,000 in, and you walk into $30,000 of equity. And then when you're done with the place, most people are like, well, should I rent or buy? It's because they know that they're actually going to be moving out a year later or 6 months. Is it worth it to buy? Buy. Why? Because then you can do a lease option on the house. You can put someone in the house that has an intention of buying it in the next couple of years. They can give you $5,000 more. They'll give you a superior cash flow, $200-300 above the going market. And now all of a sudden, by the time you move out, because you bought it with equity and there's $30,000 there and the down payment you got and the cash flow, you start adding all that up. It's like, okay, I'm making $500-600 a month on this property that I lived in for a short period of time. And just do the math for a moment. I put $6,000 down and I'm getting $600 a month. In 10 months, guess what? You've made $6,000. You collect $6,000 for the lease option person moving in, you've recuperated your money. Do you see how fast you recuperate? On a home like this, you sell it 2-3 years later, you make $50,000. You put $6,000 in, let's say you make $60,000. That's 1,000% return. Put $6,000 in, get $60,000 out. That's 1,000% return. So I'm always going to default to buying instead of just renting. Renting, honestly, you're just throwing your rent money away. You're giving money to your landlord. You're giving money to his bank, and you're not keeping any of it. But there's a reason why they say a house is normally your best investment. The world assumes you're not going to become an investor like we're doing, right? They assume that you're not going to build a portfolio. You're just going to 401k a little bit and work your job. And they say at the end of the day that if you've had a house for 30 years, 30 years, you got it paid off, that's your biggest asset. So a home has the ability to be your wisest investment. I'm inviting you to buy more than a home. Buy a house and think of it that way. If you are an area where you're like, well, Kris, I'm not going to live there very long. I'm going to be there for 1 year or 2 years or 5 years. So should I really buy? And do you know what I would tell you? I would buy for all the reasons that I just stated. I hope this video gave you the information you were looking for to know whether you should be renting right now or whether you should be buying. And just know that when it is time to buy, which is likely now, do it intelligently, do it smart. Learn what you need to learn so that you can advance yourself tens of thousands of dollars ahead of the game. In fact, you might want to check up here in the top right corner. Me and my team can explain some of the different ways that we can work together to help make that easier for you and a total home run.